Springtime is here. It's time for the spring fling hoovers, a very common time that narcs might choose to pop back into your life. The weather might be getting nicer where you are. We're past all of those year-end holidays, and people want to get out and do things, including rekindling that old relationship to see if they can squeeze just one more ounce of supply out of their past relationships. Narcissists are on the prowl. Here's how you avoid getting sucked back in by a narcissist's hoover. I have to start with this. You do the obvious. You delete, you block, you ignore, and you sidestep. I have to start here because it's just the easiest. Regardless of what anyone says, if you never know that they're trying to reach out to you, it does not affect your life. You can keep moving fabulously right along. Delete the photos, delete the texts, the emails. Unless you have court pending or something, let it go. Get it off your phone. Stop being nostalgic for what doesn't work and get rid of the trash. Block the folks on social media. Block them on your email, your phone, anywhere and everywhere. You can also sidestep them, change the number, get a new email, deactivate and or get new social media if you feel like you just can't live without it. That might be something else to think about, but nonetheless, get them gone so that you don't ever notice that they return to begin with. Yeah. That's all easy for some people, and I have to say it to get it out of the way, but what happens when you work with this person? Or you have kids with them, or both? You can't just shut them out. Or, let's be honest with ourselves here, Survivor. Maybe we just don't have them blocked right now because we don't want to, or we're struggling with that. That is completely normal. We might be knee-deep in a trauma bond, and we might want them to reach out. It's unhealthy, sure, it totally is, but we're also human, and we go through and experience and partake in unhealthy things from time to time. And that's also okay. It's okay to do human things. And it's okay to be having a hard time with something. Don't let anybody tell you that, it's so easy, just do it. If it was easy for you to do, then you would have. Don't take any advice from people who don't understand narcissism, trauma bonds, Stockholm syndrome, healing or grieving, like any of this. So rant over. Whatever situation you're in, you can handle or completely avoid a narc's hoover without getting sucked back in to the dreaded spring fling. It's important to understand right out of the gate that all hoovers are low investment, meaning they usually happen via texting, emailing, messaging over whatever social media app is hot this week, I guess. Very low effort, and it costs the narc nothing. And if you don't answer, it's a much lower blow to their fragile little ego than if they were to maybe call you or see you out somewhere and you face-to-face or voice-to-voice reject them. You can avoid all this by choosing not to respond. You can read the message and decide, you know what? This just really isn't worth my time. Is it worth your time? Is it the 1,000th fake-ass apology and you just don't want to hear it? Maybe it's just not really worth your time, Survivor. Think about this before responding. You don't have to get back to them in 5 seconds. They texted you. They are officially on your time. They reached out. You get back when it's convenient. You might just think about it for a little while. You might look at it several times, see how sad and transparent it is, and decide that this is just so not worth it. Don't be swayed by a sob story. If their ex dumped them, boo-hoo, have a moment, but you probably know why, so leave them alone. It's probably the same reason that the ex dumped them. They don't want to deal with them either. Also, if they got dumped, why are they trying to talk to you so fast? Seriously learn to read between the lines of these messages when you're talking with them. You'll actually realize how stupid they are and how much they give themselves away. Oh, they're in the rain, in the dark, in the middle of a night with a flat tire? Damn, that sucks. Maybe if they would have been a decent human being to you, maybe you'd help them. You know what? Do them a solid, give them that AAA number, and go on about your business. Also, don't fall for the hoover of I miss you. Survivor, look at all that you have to offer. Look at what you bring to the table. Between you and I, no shit they miss you. What does that really tell you, though? I can't stress to you enough. When they text you, read it, understand it, why they're sending it, and where this is coming from, and what it really means. If they miss you and suddenly decide you have value, yeah, guess what? That's not good enough. They knew that you had value, and they still chose to treat you any old way they wanted to because they hoped that you would let them not value yourself and allow them to keep doing it. If you'd like to share your story and talk with a fellow survivor, you can set up a chat session with me. You can get tips to stop ruminating, heal from a trauma bond, go no contact, and more. And all of those tips are available for people who want to work on something specific. But if you just want somebody who totally understands the disorder and has been through a relationship like this, who can listen and you can chat casually with, I'm here for that too. You can call or text, numbers on the screen for you. You can get information that way. You can also get a link to my website. That link is actually available for you right now down in the video description, and so is my email address. Book a chat with Jess at gmail.com if you'd like to get your information that way. I hear a lot when I make videos like this that not responding to the narcissist, letting them be homeless or leaving them on red, and basically like letting them hang out to dry and wallow in their own misery that they've created, whatever the situation is. I've heard from many people that doing this is mean. I've even heard some people say that to do this, to kind of ignore them, whatever, is narcissistic. So there are some differences here that I desperately need to talk about because I feel it's important for me to promote staying silent in the face of a hoover. So we have to talk about why these things are different. Firstly, when someone reaches out to you, regardless of who they are, what they want, or what they need, you are actually not obligated to return a message, a phone message, an email, whatever. If you're over 18 and it's not one of your parents, a reply is not mandatory. You are an adult. You can respond when and if you want to. Nobody has control over you. You don't have to ask how high when someone tells you to jump. Secondly, there is nothing wrong with not responding if you have nothing to respond to and if you have nothing to say. Simply getting a text that says, I miss you, what do I do with that information? Obviously. But you know what? They're just looking for one of those, oh, I'm so glad you texted. I miss you too. I can see that shit transparently, clear as day. I'm not here to validate you and try to get you out of your loneliness. Not my job. If they say happy birthday, I know that they just want to see what I say, if I say anything at all. I don't actually have to do a damn thing. I don't owe a response to anybody. Especially when all I get from this person is weak and useless words on a screen that I've probably already read 10,000 times. Thirdly, narcs are hoovering out of desperation. They don't love you. They're not suddenly sorry. They don't suddenly miss you. They're suddenly single, is what they are. There's suddenly no one there to put up with their bullshit. That's what it really is. They want to see if they can suck you back in for one more round of abuse. Will you allow more abuse? This person has hurt you. Why are they worth your time? Instead of talking to them, maybe ask yourself why you feel the need to waste time on someone who did this to you. Take a moment, survivor. Sit down, close your eyes, whatever it is you got to do. Think about how this person has made you feel and what this person has caused. How much self-respect have you given up to keep talking to this person? Friends looking at you funny, family won't talk to you, nobody wants anything to do with you. Everyone wonders why you keep doing this. How much have you given up? How unloved has this person made you feel as a result of their behavior? So, why exactly should they get more of your time? I would really struggle for an answer on that one. The answer I do get a lot of times is, well, it's the right thing to do, that moral high ground people take. I'm going to take the high road. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to tell them to leave me alone for the 847th time because I'm not going to be mean like you, Jess. I'm not going to leave them on red. I'm not going to tell them, oh, well, that's too bad. Is it hard to breathe up there on your pedestal? Air must be awfully thin. If you feel like it's the right thing to do, cool. I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do. I'm also not here to judge you. Thankfully, I'm just here to offer information and what I went through. I am not in the business of judgment. Talk to them all day and all night and keep taking that high road. I would just say, how's that going for you? Are they respecting your high road? Are they treating you better? It's all better now, right? Because you're taking the high road, you're doing the right thing, you're adulting. Stop acting like an adult when you're dealing with a child. Also, get off your high horse because you're not doing the right thing. You're just continuing this on and on. Narcs use silence for punishment, and there's a misconception here, and I think that's why I hear a lot of, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stoop to their level. There are different silences happening here. Toxic people use silence to hurt somebody else, for punishment, to cut communication, to cause confusion. Survivors use silence for self-preservation. No contact is different than ghosting or a silent treatment because no contact is permanent. You're not going back no matter what. This is not punishment. This is finding freedom. This is solace. You're not trying to hurt them. We do end up doing that, but their feelings are their own. We're moving on. There is a very, very big difference. And when you stay silent, there's no confusion. Trust me, they know why. Survivor, I hope that you won't feel guilty for choosing you. I hope that you will decide that the high road and being right and winning is not as important as your freedom and moving forward. Making the best choice for you and leaving this person alone is something that I hope you won't feel guilty about one day. I hope one day you choose to accept your strength and resilience that you already have and make this the first day of the rest of your life that you decide that you're done. You don't need to get pulled back into that twister again. You've already been on that ride, and it makes you throw up. If you have questions about hoovers, I have a whole playlist all about it. I will leave it on the screen for you now. Have you been hoovered lately? And what excuse did they give you, and how did you handle it? Did you reach out or did you not? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, Survivor, and take care of yourself.